Well, what's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR. Here to present to you my official movie review for my second most anticipated movie of 2016, simply titled Deadpool. Now, this movie was directed by first-time director Tim Miller and actually brings Ryan Reynolds back to play the beloved Merc with the Mouse, Wade Wilson, also called, again, Deadpool. Now, in terms of plot, this movie really serves as a mixture of an origins movie, a revenge movie, and in some cases a romance movie all at the same time. And it really just kind of goes into how Wade Wilson went from being kind of a neighborhood protector to becoming a giant badass talking, I guess you could say, mutated testicle, and to becoming the Merc with the Mouse that we all know and love. And I'm happy to say that this movie delivers in every way, shape, and form. This is the movie that the fans have been asking for, and I'm not sure if I can use this word properly, but it feels like it was the ultimate fan film. This is a movie that the fans have wanted, and I'm happy to say that Fox went all out and pretty much gave us the Deadpool movie that we've all wanted, and I cannot tell you how excited I am, because this is unlike any comic book movie that we've ever had to date. It's probably, without question, the most hard R comic book movie that we've ever seen. Probably borderline being NC-17. I mean, it's definitely much more hard R than movies like Blade 2, Punisher, and one of my all-time favorites, The Watchmen. Now, what makes this movie so good? Well, obviously, Ryan Reynolds playing as Deadpool, and he nails the character out of the park. I may sound like a broken record because I know a lot of people have said this, but Ryan Reynolds was born to play this character. I'm even going to go so far as to say this. He is the only one who can play this character from this point on. And he said that he doesn't want to play any other ones except Deadpool, and I totally agree. I would even go so far as to say that Ryan Reynolds nails the Deadpool character down better than Hugh Jackman got the Wolverine character, which in my opinion, I feel that Hugh Jackman took Wolverine and he kind of made it his own. But Ryan Reynolds nails the character perfectly. It's as if he came off the pages of the comic book straight into live action, and he is here to show you just how badass he truly is. So that part you don't have to worry about. The action in this movie is really so over the top that it is just downright delicious and enjoyable to watch. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, goes around and kills people in some of the most gruesome manners. He will go around decapitating, blowing off heads, and really just mutilating people, and it is so satisfying and enjoyable to watch. I'm also happy to say that a lot of the supporting cast members also do a really good job with their part, even if they're not really given much screen time or aren't really given much development in their characters. I can easily say that the main love interest for Wade Wilson actually did a really good job with her part. I was actually concerned with the romance part because I always felt that romances in comic book movies are always distracting, but somehow the screenwriters were able to not only place it within the movie, but it made it feel natural, and you actually cared about her relationship with Wade Wilson. It's very actually quite interesting, and that's something I was actually quite worried about. Another thing that this movie also gets done perfectly is the comedic timing. Not only are the jokes in this movie perfectly placed, but even the fourth wall breaking is done. Now, this is a movie where it is very self-aware of what it is trying to be, and it's also self-aware of the current state of comic book movies in our world. And I like how it acknowledges that. It acknowledges the problems that we've had, which I'll go on record and say that even between Warner Brothers and Disney, that comic book movies are starting to feel kind of stale for me. I mean, just for the rest of the year, I mean, I'm not very excited for Batman vs. Superman. I think Captain America Civil War is just going to be okay. And the only other comic book movie I've seen this year that I think might be any good is going to be Suicide Squad, but that's not a guarantee. That's going to be a major risk. But this was probably the one comic book movie that I knew just from the trailers was going to be done perfectly, and it's had probably one of the greatest promotional campaigns I've ever seen for any type of movie. Now, it's not to say that this movie is perfect. If there's any one flaw that I could say this movie did have, it was with its villain. I'm sorry, but Mr. Ed Skern, I hope I said his last name right, playing the character of Francis aka Ajax, just isn't really all that interesting. And for a movie that's so self-aware of itself and it acknowledges its problems, I really just felt that they could have put a little bit more effort into its villains. And this is a problem that we've had with countless comic book movies in the past. Now, I understand this is a movie for Deadpool and you want to focus on him, but I would have expected a little bit more effort. And for the amount of hatred that Deadpool has towards this character, how this character eventually ends up, well, concluding his life, I felt was a little bit disappointing. I mean, compare how Deadpool took care of the main villain and Deadpool the game, which in this case it was Mr. Sinister. That was far more satisfying and enjoyable and more entertaining than how Deadpool dealt with this character. But that's really the only main flaw that I have with this film. But I will say this, if you are a fan of Deadpool, this is a movie for you. And if you're not a fan, I guarantee you by the time you're done with this film, you will walk out a Deadpool fan and make the Deadpool fan community that much bigger. If I had to give Deadpool the movie a rating, I'm going to give it an A-. This is absolutely a movie I will be seeing multiple times in theaters, and I'm going to be stalking Amazon.com like a hawk, waiting for my chance to pre-order this on Blu-ray, and then when I get it on Blu-ray, I'm going to watch it over and over again. If you like this movie review, free to like, comment down below, and please subscribe to check me my future movie reviews. And like always, thank you guys for watching, you're awesome, and I will see you next time.